Okay children, let me continue. So we are seeing how the combination, how they are combined together. I said already, losing of electron, just keep in mind. Losing electron means positively charged, cation. Gaining electron, negatively charged, anion. Here chlorine, 2 chlorine atom. We are considering 2 chlorine atom. Other chlorine atom, the same like center, what is the nucleus? Around the nucleus orbit, 2. Two, 4, 2, 4, 6. Then here see. In center, what is the nucleus? First orbit 2, second orbit 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. The same like third orbit 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay, so to be stable, this chlorine atom, it enters here. They both are connected together. So, 2 chlorine atoms, both are combined together. Here, 18 electron, there also what? 18 electron. Like that, they are sharing. This is known as covalent bond. What bond it is? Covalent. So, they are sharing with each other, mutual sharing. As we see, இங்கிருந்து 7 எலக்ட்ரான் இருக்குன்னு சொன்னால் இதுக்கு ஒரு எலக்ட்ரான். இந்த குளோரின் ஆட்டம்லேருந்து ஒரு எலக்ட்ரான், இட் இஸ் இன் பிட்வீன். 2 ஆட்டமும் கம்பைண்ட் ஆகி இடையில என்ன ஆகுது உங்களுக்கு? இதுக்கு இந்த எலக்ட்ரான் வந்து அப்ளிகபிள். ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள், குளோரின் 1 ஆட்டம், குளோரின் 2 ஆட்டம். 2 ஆட்டமுக்குமே சேமாக பிரியும் போது என்ன சொல்கிறோம்? கோவேலண்ட் பாண்ட். தே ஆர் நாட் ஷேரிங் ஆஃப், தே ஆர் ஜஸ்ட் மியூச்சுவல் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்டிங்கில் இருக்குது. என்டையராக ஷேர் பண்ணாது அயோனிக் பாண்ட். கிளியர்? ஸோ லூசிங் ஆஃப் எலக்ட்ரான் மீன்ஸ் கேட்டயான், கெய்னிங் ஆஃப் எலக்ட்ரான் மீன்ஸ் anion. Now we will see first, this can be explained by the Lewis dot structure also. Instead of writing the electron, we can put a dot. For example, you see in page number 150, hydrogen. Hydrogen is the lightest element, it has only 1 electron. So, what is the last orbit? 1 electron only, 1 dot. Helium, 2 electron, 2 dots. Then beryllium, totally 4. So, how we have to arrange? First orbital 2 போடுறீங்க, second orbital 2. So, 2. Carbon 6, first orbit 2, second orbit 4. Structure is there, you see, nitrogen. Okay. So, this atomic number and all children, you should learn at least what is given in the book. Sometimes they may give the calculation from this, they won't give the numbers. There are 2 types of chemical bonds. You have to see what are the chemical bonds. Ionic bond and covalent bond. Coordinate covalent bond. There are 3 types of bond. One is ionic. Next one is covalent. Third one is coordinate covalent. Coordinate covalent bond. But what you are seeing is known as what? Coordinate covalent bond. So, let us go for first ionic bond. What is ionic bond? Ionic bond. Here, an ionic bond is a chemical bond formed by the electrostatic attraction between positive and negative ions. Ions means what is it? Charged particle. So, there is a relationship between the positive and negative ions. They combine, that is known as what? Ionic bond. So, positive thing is known as, that is losing of electron. That is cation. Positive. Gaining of electron, anion. Negative. We'll see first example. Then as the bond is between the ions, it is known as ionic bond. Example you see, formation of sodium chloride. Example, sodium chloride. Sodium is, atomic number of sodium is 11. Chlorine is 17. So, electronic configuration we have seen means 2 into 8 into 1. Here, 2 into 8 into 7. Clear? So, the last orbit, how many electrons should be to be stable condition? Atom wants to be stable. How many electrons should be there? 8 electrons. The atom stable irukkanona last orbit la valence orbit. Last orbit is known as valence orbit. How many electrons should be there? 8 electron. But here see, sodium got only 1 electron. Chlorine got 7 electron. So, to be stable, sodium has to give 1 electron to chlorine. Okay, thus they both combine together and become sodium chloride. So, chlorine it gains the electron, so it become positive charge, and sodium it gains the electron, it loses the electron, so sodium is positive, chlorine is negative. Clear? This is cation, and this one is, sodium gives 1 electron to chlorine. So, chlorine gains 1 electron. So, it becomes what? Anion. For example, the diagram is given in 152, you see. Just now I drawn on the same like only. Nucleus, first orbit 2, second orbit 8, last orbit 7. Two, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4. Then sodium, this is nucleus, 2, first I will do chlorine, sodium then chlorine, okay, 1 second more, then only you will have a clear thing. Sodium, Na, natrium, nucleus, first orbit 2, second orbit 2, 4, 6, 8, last orbit 1. This is sodium, chlorine, nucleus, first orbit 2, second orbit 2, 4, 6, 10. This is chlorine. The last orbit 4, 6, 1. 17. Okay, yeah. So, to be stable, here how many there? 2, 4, 6. 8, 2, 8, 10, 11. Here 2, 8, 10, 17. So to be stable, the sodium, it loses one electron here and this electron combined with this. So here sodium loses one electron, thus it becomes positive cation. So chlorine gains one electron and become anion, that is negative. Say both combine together and gives sodium chloride. So ionic bond example, one is what? Sodium chloride. Other one is magnesium chloride. The same like magnesium, that is atomic number of magnesium is magnesium chloride. Atomic number of magnesium is 12. Magnesium, Mg, magnesium, no? Magnesium is 12. Chlorine is 17. So 2, 8, 2, 12. Here 2, 8, 7. So here magnesium loses the 2 electrons. Magnesium loses 2 electrons. But chlorine needs only 1 electron. Chlorine ku 1 electron irundhale podum. Adu enna vaadum ungalku stable aidum. So here magnesium chloride Cl2. How many chlorine there? How many chlorine atoms? 2 chlorine atoms. எத்தனை chlorine atom இருக்கு உங்களுக்கு? 2. So here magnesium got 2 electrons extra, no? It gives for 2, one is chlorine first atom, this is second atom, 2 chlorine. So chlorine 1, chlorine 2. That is 17. 2 into 8 into 7. Here 2 atom, no? So 1 goes to chlorine. Another one goes to other chlorine atom and thus it becomes stable. So chlorine 2 atoms combine with magnesium. And then the 2 electron, one electron vandu first chlorine atom ku poidum, second electron vandu second chlorine atom, because 2 chlorine atom both are become stable. Clear? This is known as ionic bond. Ionic bond example we have seen 2. One is sodium chloride, other one is magnesium chloride. Magnesium here 2 chlorine are combining together, 2 chlorine. So magnesium only 1 atom, chlorine mattum 2 atom. So magnesium irukka 2 extra electrons will equally share to 2 chlorine atoms. One chlorine atom ku onnu innoru chlorine atom ku onnu kodutha, that thus it becomes stable. Clear? Then what are the characteristics of ionic compounds? Such a big one, don't want, just underline the important points only. Here, physical state. The long answers and all don't want. While writing in the answer paper, you just only write this thing. These compounds are formed because of strong electrostatic force. This and all don't want. That ionic compounds are crystalline solids at room temperature. First point, underline. Ionic compounds are crystalline at room temperature. So we have write properties of ionic compounds. Physical state, crystalline solids at room temperature. Next point, electrical conductivity. Then 2 points we have tried. They do not conduct electricity in solid state. In molten state, the aqueous solution conduct electricity. 2 points. That solid they cannot conduct the electricity. Aqueous means what? Koncham liquid semi-solid it can conduct the electricity. Melting point. They have high melting and boiling points. Such a big story and all don't want. We are taking only the points. Solubility. They are soluble in polar solvents like water, insoluble in non-polar solvent like benzene, carbon tetrachloride. So 2 more question kekranga. What is name some polar solvent, name some non-polar solvent. Polar solvent, water. Okay, non-polar solvent, benzene and carbon tetrachloride. They are soluble in polar solvent, non-soluble in, soluble in polar convents and insoluble in non-polar solvents. Clear? Density, hardness and brittle. They have high density and they are hard because of strong electrostatic between the ions. They are brittle. So what you have to write? They have high density, hard and highly brittle. Important points only. High density, hard and highly brittle. Reason, reaction. Ionic compounds undergo ionic reaction which are practically rapid and instantaneous. So you have to write ionic compound, the full point you can write. Again, let me go through physical state. The compounds are crystalline solids at room temperature. Then electrical conductivity. They do not conduct electricity in the solid state. They conduct electricity in the molten state. Melting point. They have high melting and boiling points. Solubility. They are soluble in polar solvents like water. Insoluble in non-polar solvents like benzene, carbon tetrachloride. Density, hardness and brittle. They are very hard, brittle. They are very hard. They have high density. Hard. They are hard and they are easily brittle, highly brittle. Reaction. They undergo ionic reaction which are practically rapid. They undergo ionic reaction rapid and instantaneous, which are rapid and instant. Rapid means what? Fast. Clear? So now covalent bond. Covalent bond is entirely different from the ionic bonds. Here they are combining to each other. They are just sharing of. They are sharing of the mutual sharing. That is, for example, A, B, two atoms are combined together. The electron of A will share with B. They both join together. This is covalent bond. நம்ம கூட கிளாஸ்மேட் சொல்கிறோம். கிளாஸ்மேட்னா அவங்களோட கூடவே படிக்கிறவங்க தான் கிளாஸ்மேட். அதே உங்கள் ஸ்கூலில் ஒரு 4th 5th பசங்க இருந்தால் நம்ம ஸ்கூலில் அவங்க வந்து ஸ்கூல்மேட். Clear? You may be friendly with your own class children as well as other class children also. So suppose somebody asks you who are they, you may say நம்ம கிளாஸ்லேயே இருந்தால் என்ன சொல்கிறீங்க, கிளாஸ்மேட். அதே 8th 7th என்றால் we have to say schoolmate. So covalent compound like that only, with the same element they are sharing each other. This is different element, sodium and chlorine. This is chlorine atom alone. Okay. So what is covalent bond? Just take down the thing. Each of the two combining atoms contributes one electron to the electron pair which is needed for the bond formation is known as, that is sharing electron is known as covalent bond. Example we have seen. For example, A and B. Two elements are there. I will do on board in the next class. A and B. That is electron from the A goes to B as well as it stands for A also. For example, you can say covalent bond, ionic bond. I will continue in other class. So see what are the things. Let us just follow. We have seen what is structure of atom. We have seen what is electronic configuration. How to arrange the electrons in the orbit. The last orbit is known as valence orbit and the electrons are valence electron. To know the clear study of atoms, who are all come forward to give the theory? Kozil and Lewis. They gave law of octet. And then what? Dot theory also we have seen, Lewis dot structure. There are two type of bond I said, ionic and covalent. In the covalent we can see coordinate covalent also. Totally how many type of bonds there? 3 type of bond. Okay children, thank you. Let me continue the covalent bond in another class.